What's up, y'all? I'm Shakira 2 times.
And I'm Liana, and we are just your 2 local certified yappers that think we are qualified to give our unsolicited opinions. And this is our 2 cents.
Disclaimer, y'all. We live in Minnesota. It's February. We are ill. We're sick. We're sniffly. We're snotty. We're all the things. But one thing that we are not... I didn't have anything for that.
Is a quitter.
Okay. We are, yeah. We're in it to win it. So we're here.
I'm really proud of us.
Me too. Because this has been a week.
And also, like, I know if you guys are watching the stuff, there's been lots of tech issues.
Lots of tech issues.
The amount of things we've had to go through just to get these episodes up is actually insane, but we are resilient.
Yes.
And we are here.
We are resilient. We are brilliant.
Brilliant.
We are yappers. We're going to get this done. And it's been a rough week for both of us, you know, just with everything that's been going on. But our week can't be rougher than... I was trying to think of somebody who's been
Devin's hairline.
Okay. Look, nothing. Look.
Say that.
Our week can't be rougher than Devin's hairline, okay? Nobody's having a worse week than that poor pig that Devin's family kidnapped and put in their backyard. So things could be worse. But without further ado, let's get into the show. The
love
TV's
is
going
bland.
Crazy. Love is still bland.
There it is.
But
I would say these set of episodes, they were juicy. I was actually very invested. It was a lot spicier because you got to see the drama unfold. And these men, I won't say too many names yet, but y'all acting like a little some
bitches, okay? Brittany should have stuck around because she could have married that bitch. But yes, I completely agree. I think it's been definitely juicier and more exciting. And maybe it's because it's less episodes and we finally can tell the characters apart. Well, she can. I'm still struggling.
We'll get into trend check. Let's talk about what the streets are saying.
Yeah.
Because thank God I'm finally back on TikTok. And I've been seeing everything that I've been missing. And there's so many good creators out there that are really giving us the inside scoop, the background story, the tea on these losers, and what they've been doing in these streets. So, I want to get into that.
Yes, and I will say there's nothing more reassuring than hopping online and knowing that you're not the only one struggling with these people's names, because it seems like someone went to Kinko's and just printed 5 copies, different shades. I've been struggling. So yes, thank God for social media. The community has reminded me that I'm not alone and that we're all thinking the same things. But what are some things this week that stuck out to you that you saw in the streets, on the internet, TikTok, X, etc.?
So one thing is Ben. Ben is getting ripped to pieces, and rightfully so. He, I guess, played baseball at the University of Minnesota, which is our biggest school here in Minnesota. And I guess he was on the baseball team, and then he would go out to the bars, hook up with girls, and then give them a card with his YouTube @ handle on it and say, follow me, and then leave them. Who does that?
Absolutely disgusting. To me, that sounds like a premise of a serial killer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very weird, very gross vibes. It doesn't surprise me.
He's embarrassing me as a Libra. I knew...
As a Minnesotan.
That, yeah. Honestly. And
yeah.
It's just I guess he tried to go to Cali, live an LA life, didn't work out for him. He came back. He's been going back to those same local college bars, which ew. We have other bars for you.
Yeah.
It's just the picture is being painted.
Mm-hmm.
And in this episode, a lot of shit comes out about him. So I was
And we all know Ben. It could be our cousin, our big brother, our, somebody that we went to college with. Mm-hmm. We all know a Ben. And so I'm not surprised, but that was alarming for me. What else did you see on the internet that you thought was fascinating, or you agreed with, or shook you?
I mean, another thing that is aligned with us and what we were saying is people are getting Devin for his ibuprofen addiction. And there was this one tweet that what if a vape came in ibuprofen, or it was an ibuprofen vape? So
I'm screaming.
Devin would have been ripping that.
No, literally would have been stuck to him. Yeah.
And it's mixed. Some people believe him. Some people said I've had an ibuprofen addiction. And some people you're lying. Netflix is making you cover that up. Mm-hmm. So the streets are divided.
They are divided.
How about you though? What have you seen?
Well, the biggest thing, I don't know why I'm so stuck on this woman, but Miss Brittany.
Do you have a crush on her?
I don't. I was just gonna say, no, sis, no. And I am not in the season of being with people who don't want to be with me. This woman said she doesn't want to marry a woman as much as she likes them. So no.
There we go.
But so I learned that she had gotten engaged to Mo. And the reason that they didn't work out is because she later learned, once they met in person, that he had never dated a black woman. And I know, to some of y'all, that might not seem like a big deal, but to a black woman, specifically, living in the Midwest, that's kind of a red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, if you've never dated a black woman, and if you, like, kept it as a secret, that's a little strange, too. Like, oh, by the way. So I guess that's why they didn't work out amongst another few little things. But I guess I would have loved to see that representation. Like, one, somebody who is bisexual. Two, just a little more flavor in the couples. It would have been nice to see a little bit more of their love story. So that surprised me. I didn't know folks could get, like, engaged behind the scenes and it never aired. Oh, they also said production had an issue with Mo, that he was controversial, and that's why they didn't show their love scenes.
That makes sense, because that happened in previous seasons. They've cut whole couples out that even got to the altar. So,
wow, I didn't know that.
Roll the tapes, because I'm pretty sure in our prediction video, I said he looks like he would love a Sarah. I said he looks like he likes white women.
You sure did.
I didn't think he liked beautiful black women. I just could tell. You can tell the type.
And you called it.
And also the men that are like, I like white women, but my wife has to be a black woman.
Right. Because what do you mean
Don't tap
by,
me.
Right. Because what do you mean by that?
I want to be chosen because you want me, not because because you want your kids to look a certain way.
Yep. Thank you. So yeah, that really shook me. Another thing, I'm trying to think. Well, just all these hilarious memes. One, yes, about Devin. My favorite about Devin was the Flintstone gummies. And it was like, we've all had an addiction, bro. Like, that was hilarious. I really enjoyed the one with, like, showing all of the different white guys with just in different font. Because I still, to this day, if I knew them all personally, I still would get them mixed up. And they don't look alike, but they're the same. It's the same vibe, just a different font, and it really screws me up every time.
I'm now seeing them all, like, in a grid like that. I was like, they look the exact same hairstyle, same hairline. It's
but
crazy.
She's good because she knows the difference between them. I do not.
I'm surprised you don't. We grew up in these predominantly white schools.
I
were trained
know
for
better.
this.
And I had one of each back in my day before I, yeah.
You gave up the caucus.
Yes, and that's another thing I would like to say, that after watching this specifically, and I know men are different in different regions and different countries, different parts of the world, but after watching this, one thing I know for certain, I already knew for certain, but I know for damn sure now, I would never trek back into that area. Like, Minnesotan white men give me such icky.
This sealed the deal for you.
It sealed the deal.
Well, I'm really happy that you came to that full self-growth. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, should we get into the episode?
Let's get into
the episodes.
Yes.
So what did you think overall of these three?
I agree with you. I think they were way better, a lot more entertaining. I didn't fall asleep watching any of them. And I think that, like, I gained some favorites out of watching these. So
my opinion has shifted a lot of times during these episodes, and this episode that we're posting right now, we're going to have a little bit more structure to it. We're going to break it down by each episode a little bit, and then we're going to go through the couples and give our thoughts on them. So a little more structure, because obviously there's a lot to go through.
For sure.
So episode 7, the producer it started with Taylor and Daniel. So what did you think after seeing all of that conversation breakout? Because you're like, she's gonna look crazy, and she owned it, and I liked that about her.
She did own it. So spoiler alert, yes, she accused Daniel of following her in the past, and he was like, I don't believe so. The producers gave her phone and let her scroll because she had the app that showed who followed and unfollowed you. And to me, she ended up looking a little silly. You can go to yours, it's fine. Okay. She ended up looking a little silly. But she, like Liana said, she completely owned it and said, I apologize, like, I was wrong. So I thought that was cool. I think that Daniel was really awesome and gracious. I think if the tables were turned, I know for me, I'd be looking at my fiance like, you're a weirdo. Like, first of all, you think I'm a fan of you. Like, you think too highly of yourself. It would cause a strain between us immediately. So it gave Daniel some brownie points on my end.
I wish I knew more about, like, what she was picking up on. Because, like, I'm still a little stuck. Because I'm like, even if he did know it was you, my concern still goes back to, like, how would he know that was you in the pod, though? So, whatever.
True.
It was a crazy moment. It's a scary experiment. I'm sure she just, like, got in over her head. But they worked it out. So, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but I like where they landed.
Yeah, I'm liking them. They're growing on me a lot.
Episode 7 is where they see them leave the pods and go to Honduras. So this is where we really get to see the couples interact with each other. And my first instinct on 4 out of 5 of the couples is this is so awkward and forced. And, like, I get it, but I'm like, this is really uncomfortable. Like, the scenes that the producers were cutting, I'm like, Virginia and Devin didn't talk for, like, their first the entire episode 7. It was just them laying and rubbing on each other. They just seemed so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree. And what's the one couple that you thought meshed well right away together?
Monica and Joey. And I think they did. Their energy still worked really well. I would say that's the one couple that I thought actually had good chemistry on the trip. They were in bed, like, holding hands with each other, like, looking at each other like this.
No, I agree.
And their energies vibed really well. But for me, it started to turn as the episodes continued.
Yes, I agree. I think episode 7 I think every couple took some warming up too, except for Monica and Joey. But I will say towards the end of the episode, like, I feel like folks started to loosen up more, and I really liked Devin and Virginia's chemistry. Like, they kind of sold me. Seemed like a vibe. Seemed like they were both attracted to each other, which is important.
Yeah, Devin was giving her those eyes in the pool. He was looking up at her like...
Yeah, so that was very cute. That was very cute.
That was good. And Taylor and Daniel, I think they were actually not awkward either. I would say maybe they were another couple that I felt like their chemistry was very, like, natural. Yeah. And she was, like, already mothering him, I've noticed. She was like, go wash your hands. And, like, I don't know. She seemed like she could be herself. She said that they were up thumb wrestling. Till 1 a.m, if we believe that or not. Right.
I'm very curious to know. I want more tea about, like, what went down in Honduras, because it seemed like they didn't give us as much tea.
Okay, I can't even wait to hold this question. Shakira, are you f***ing in Honduras?
Yes.
Yes. This is my husband.
Honestly, if anything, that will probably get rid of all the awkwardness. Get that out the way real quick, because honestly, I feel like some of the awkwardness could be because they don't know how to interact with each other, and maybe they aren't initially attracted to each other, which sucks. But if it's because, like, that's the elephant in the room and they are attracted to each other, get the elephant out the room.
And also, I need to know, are we compatible in this way? Because there's no way I am marrying someone I do not have sexual connection with. Yep. There's just absolutely no way. I thought Lauren and David was very telling. Yeah. Like, one, David was so hyper aware of who had sex. Like, he was asking everyone, are you guys having sex? Like, he was the first one to bring that conversation up.
He's a messy boots. I'm not liking him. And he just seems to have a weird obsession with that. And I think that Lauren is so beautiful. I think that. And I feel for her, but we'll get into that. But I'm sorry. Episode 7, yeah, he was weird and he was messy and he was asking all the wrong questions. So.
And he was just so, like, the things he would say to her, he just doesn't seem like he likes her. He was, like, I don't know if she felt pressure to not have sex right away, because she was like, I had a bikini wax and they said no sex.
And that was awkward of her to even say that. I don't know. I felt like
even though I want to, I'm like.
Yeah, like, if you really wanted to, because if you really wanted to, ladies, if you've ever gone to get a bikini wax and you know that you're preparing to get some dick, I have asked, and they have told me at least sit it out a couple hours, but you will not die if you don't wait 24 hours. Like, if you were dying, it's your honeymoon.
I've done it. It's still attached, hasn't fallen off. So I don't know what to say about that. And he brought up Molly too, which maybe other couples have also did. They didn't show it, but why the fuck are you bringing up Molly, the other girl, when you're on a vacation trying to get to know your person and get that physical connection? Why would you even bring another woman into
comparison? But is he the guy that works in, like, plastic surgery?
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't like her.
I don't think he does.
And it makes me sad because I assume that maybe he doesn't like her because he's not pleased with how she looks, but I think she's gorgeous. So I'm really confused.
Yeah. She's pretty, but I don't think she's his, like, type because of, like, I think he has high standards because he has a big ego. I think he's gonna like Molly. Not in this next. I don't know what she's doing with her hair in that intro.
I don't know about Molly. She has.
But it was forced, and that's all. I just don't think they have a good connection. I have predictions, and we'll get into that. Sarah and Ben.
Oh yeah,
fourth
third, and I mean, as they should. I love that.
And they seemed to be very happy with each other. It didn't seem. Well, I said it was forced and cringe. Like, there was a scene when they were in the hotel and, like, Sarah was like, yeah, you're so handsome, or, like, giving him compliments, and it just looked like they ChatGPT'd how to flirt with each other and, like, had scripts.
Yeah. But I feel like even when it seems cringe with them, their energies match each other. So it works.
It's true. This is true.
That episode was good. That's where I started to actually sit up from laying down. Love was getting a little less bland. I was tasting some seasoning. That episode is when it started to really reel me in. Finally.
They were introducing some spice into it.
Yes.
So episode 8, this is when they get home from the trip, and they're blending their lives together. They're seeing each other's places, how they live, and then they move into an apartment building. All of the couples do.
Yes.
I think it was in St. Louis Park.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
They picked a good area.
Very nice area. And this, I thought, was very telling, because this is where you see the real and that every relationship goes through. Like, how are you living? How are we going to blend our lives together? And one thing that stood out to me the most, because I've been rooting for Joey and Monica since the beginning. I said I love them. Joey has severe OCD. I feel, or not severe, but he has OCD issues.
Yeah, he does.
And my girl Monica, she's probably like me, an ADHD girly, and just does not live life the same. So I think they're going to have a lot of friction.
I'm really worried about them, to be honest. But what confused me is, how can you have OCD but you allow your hair to look like that? Those two don't. That math does not math to me. If you had OCD for real, that's why I'm glad you corrected. You said, well, it's not severe. No, it can't be. It can't be severe. If it was severe, your hair would be in order. But I agree. I think that I really like them. I love their quirkiness, but that part really worries me, especially with, obviously, I mean, this is going to be your husband or your wife. They're going to have to live together. So I'm nervous about that part.
And then they also got to see this in episode 8. We got to see Monica and Joey's families blend. And Monica's family is so funny. They do like fam bam jams or something like that.
Yes, fam jam. I do think they're all a little slow. I want to be honest with you. Like what we talked about the other couple, I got that vibe from them. But I do love. It seems like her family is so accepting, and like you can really be yourself around them, except for her sister.
And Nicole, that's her name. I know you don't know Nicole.
You're so good. She's so good.
Nicole is the villain of the season we've been waiting for, because this girl, she hates her sister. First of all, the jealousy.
Let's start there.
I'm 5 years older. I should be getting married first.
And the fact that, was it her whose man
wanted the sister first?
And then just like Joey fit right in, and I love how well the conversation flowed. But I was cringing when like Joey and the sister's boyfriend were making jokes about it. Like,
they were battling.
I'm with her to get closer to her. Like,
literally, they're both fighting over Monica, and Monica's
God.
like this, and her sister's like.
Nicole's ass cheeks were probably clenched so hard, like so tense. Yes, I don't think that Nicole is. Not only is she not a fan of Joey, but like you said, I don't think she really likes Monica. Or there's some jealousy there.
There's a lot of jealousy, and Joey even peeped it.
Yeah, I was really proud of him for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
No,
I love the fam jam bam or whatever it was. That was so cute. I love that her family's so accepting and open. And like the big sock basket, like I'm sure that made Joey's skin itch.
He said, "Do you know anyone else that does this?"
but I do. They grew on me a lot in this episode. I will say,
if they can get past their styles of living and can learn to like accommodate that for each other, which is really hard. I don't know if I could do it. If I was like Joey and I like things super neat in that way, it's gonna annoy you day after day after day, because that person, that's how they live. I should shut these. Let's move on to Lauren and David. I am convinced David's dating his sister, because everything he says goes back to his sister, and I am close with my family, so I understand your family is going to have a say in how you like make decisions in your life. But why is your sister so like such a huge person that you have to run everything by?
He is obsessed. Like I was literally wondering, like, did I miss a part? Does he not have parents? Is it just
his
him
mom
and
died? So maybe she's being like a protective older sister, because I can relate to that. I don't think anybody's good enough for my siblings, but
yeah, that's got to be it, because he's obsessed. He's spoken more of her praises than Lauren's, that's for sure.
That's absolutely for sure. Yeah, and they revealed that the building that they lived in, the guy that Lauren had a little entanglement with before going on the show lives in that building, apparently. What are the odds of that?
No, the odds are crazy, but I will say, just with that whole situation, so just to give a little bit of background, they revealed that a guy who Lauren was friends with benefits with, very clearly just friends with benefits with, sounds like weeks before the show, just so happens to know some of David's friends. And that was like World War III for David. I understand to a certain extent, but to me, I also feel like his insecurities are screaming. Like, I was really concerned, because, I mean, like, this is Minnesota. I know everyone says this about every city. But yeah, if you live in the same city, you're a similar demographic, similar age, like, you're going to, the odds of being Eskimo sisters, okay, the odds of that, couple times, cross. The odds of that, or the odds of, like, you knowing of your current relationship, like, the current person you're with's ex, those odds are not slim. Like, that is a very that is a realistic thing, and that is a harsh reality, and I think that he's, like, making it a bigger deal than it needs to be.
I
Personally.
agree. No, I agree. I think he is using that as like a scapegoat to get out of the situation and put the blame on her as why he can't open up and get vulnerable and connect with her on a deeper level because he does not like her.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. What do you feel about, or how do you feel about the friends with benefits situation before going into the pods?
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, like, she didn't know, and I don't know how casting works, and maybe you can tell me more.
Yeah.
But, like, did she know she was already accepted for the show and she was still sleeping with this guy? Or was it like she got a call one day like, hey, you made it to the show. Like, I don't know all the details, but I also don't think it's a big deal. What was the girl, like, you can't get your rocks off. It's not like she had a boyfriend, a fiance, a husband. She wasn't even dating him. It was just a friends with benefits situation. And the issue is that it just so happens that his friends know the guy. Otherwise, how many other people in the show do you think had sex weeks before the show? Like,
exactly. You don't know. Maybe that was the last person you'd ever have sex with after or before your husband. Maybe that, like, who knows what people were thinking. I don't think
it's a big deal, and it's not our business. Like, I feel bad that we know because we literally all of them could have a similar story.
And she has to keep defending herself. Like, this was just sex, and then he's like, well, it was before, like, days before you came in, and he just keeps pounding on her.
And what I will say though, I really like and appreciate her friends, because they seem like she has a really good group of friends, and like they were just standing up for her as they should and providing the facts, and I hope making him feel. It seemed like he had more clarity once he got done talking to them.
I agree, and like they made good points. Like, did you go to the bar and flirt with people before coming on the show? Yeah, you did. So like it's the same thing, and they're like, we never even met this man. We don't know who this man is.
Right.
He wants.
It wasn't that deep.
15 minutes of fame. Like he's trying to get on the show. I'm assuming. So yeah, but I think, again, David is using this, and he knows that, and I think he doesn't really care, because if it was Molly, do you think he'd have the same reaction?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think if this was Molly, he'd be like, yeah, you're hot. I would just expect that everybody would be like after you. Like, so I think he just doesn't like Lauren, and he's trying to make her the reason that he's not going through with it.
Or he's trying to give her the ick so bad that she calls it off. Because he's making a very big deal out of this for no reason, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, that would be a tough one for me to get past. I don't know. I'd be like, what else can I say to you?
Right.
Virginia and Devin had their families blend. And I thought it was cute to see them see each other's places. Family? No, we haven't.
Okay, just Devin's.
Just Devin's. Okay. Yeah, and I think that this is the episode that they started talking about the prenup, and I am so I love how Virginia's put it out there. It was very respectful. She was just like, it's a modern day of doing love and marriage. That's just what you do. Why would you not? It's nothing to do with, I think this is gonna fail. It's protecting both parties. And it's not planning for the worst, but it's being smart about it.
Yeah.
It's 2025. I don't think there's anything wrong with the prenup. No. I'm getting one.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, there's just such a negative connotation that's like, I'm rich, you're poor, sign this. But no, she broke it down very well.
Yes.
What'd you think about Devin's family?
I think they were very, I feel like they're very traditional. Okay. So I think that they were having a hard time warming up to the idea of the prenup because they thought that she was just going to, leave him. But it's first of all, you guys know she's the breadwinner in this situation.
Let's be for real.
It's not like she's trying to, take Devin's money. I don't think he's got it like that. It's all in his shoes.
Right.
And she even said, I'm willing to help you pay your debt down. I'm not going to be a millionaire and have you in debt. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, she's all green flags.
I agree. She is very mature. I can see, she's ready for marriage, and I think it's going to go well if Devin can get his ego out of the way. Because I feel like now, because his sister was sitting there what about this prenup? Why do you care? Why do you care what he's doing?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know, just his family as a whole, I'll just say, I feel bad because I feel like Devin is the main person being drugged. On the internet too, low-key, for little things. He's not painted as a villain at all, but no. I feel like all the jokes and all the memes are about Devin. But his family kind of scared me, and the pig really sealed the deal for me, Luda. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like the genetics aren't geneticking. And I'm a little bit concerned for him. But what I will say is, and just with his family, and then just a common theme of all the families we've seen thus far, do you notice that all the parents are still married? And I think that really speaks to Minnesota. Minneapolis is not a small city, but we have the small town vibes where a lot of folks here, it's changing lately. There's people like us and there's communities of people like us, but a lot of folks think like the American dream is to, marry your high school sweetheart, work at a Fortune 500 company, work a 9 to 5 and just stay together forever. And I think that just shows in previous seasons, like a lot of times people will meet different parents separately, but everyone is married. And that surprised me.
That is nice. I mean, the people who are going to go after marriage probably come from families that marriage was like a central moral compass for them. So that's good to see. Honestly, that was all I really had from Virginia and Devin. I think Virginia's, she got a lot of points for me in my book.
She's great. And is episode 8 where we saw Ben's weird friend group or no?
I think this is, now it started in episode 9.
Okay,
and
perfect.
This one, I told you off camera, Ben's friends in this episode are paid actors, because what do you mean? He probably knew what kind of narrative that was going to get spun for him, so he's like, I need to regroup and I need to get every diverse friend that or a person that I've ever talked to.
That I've ever had. Like, who did I give those business cards out to? Like, let me follow up. Because, it did not give. But what I will say is his brown friend was a cutie patootie.
He was very cute. But he had like a brown friend, a queer friend, a Asian friend. And the stories they were telling, they're like, one time I was drunk and Ben drove me home. He's not your friend.
He had no straight white male friends. Like, be for real.
You were on the Minnesota Gophers baseball team.
Be for real.
That's your entire
personality, identity, like everything you peaked in college, I assume. Like, be for real. So, that was hilarious to me. I thought it was a cute little spin. And it's just to save his reputation, because if y'all recall, he is also the gentleman who said he just didn't pay attention at all to Black Lives Matter. And it wasn't his problem.
I would like to take this moment to retract what I said before, because I was giving him more grace than I think he deserved, because I was only going off of what I could see. You know what? And then I heard a little bit more about his background, and then I just thought about it. I heard somebody say a perspective. It's like, why would you not care? This happened here. Yeah. And that did click in my head. I'm like, that's so real. That literally was like earth-shattering for everyone. Yeah. It was during COVID. We had nothing else but to talk about that.
No, literally. So you have a perspective. You just don't want to share it.
No, you're so right.
And honestly, and you're so probably stuck in your ways that you couldn't even lie about it. Because I would have lied. Like, I could never see myself in that situation. But I would have been like, that was sad.
Like, that was
wrong. At least something. You showed no sympathy, no empathy. We know the vibes. We know who you voted for. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And half of those fake friends of yours, you probably calling ice on them. So, yeah. So we don't trust you.
Then. But the friends really liked Sarah, because I love Sarah.
She's awesome. She's
big Sarah fan.
Yeah, big. Me too. Yeah. I really like her, and I've liked her from the beginning. And I feel like she could be friends with them all when he's out the picture, because I don't see.
Yeah, they're probably like, we like her better.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let's stay on Ben and Sarah, because we have not seen their families meet yet. That's gonna be next episode, and it sounds like Sarah's sister has some things to say.
And rightfully so. But yes, let's get into them. So I know it's towards the end of the episode, but they left us with a bit of a cliffhanger. Ooh. So basically what had happened was, for those of you who haven't seen, Sarah was scrolling through her phone and gasped audibly twice. And he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And she's like, I'm on TikTok and there's this girl. And he immediately cuts her off with a very guilty tone, in my opinion. And he's like, oh, was she crying? Describes the whole video. She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, and he doesn't, the way he said it to me, it was sketchy, because he didn't flat out say, oh, I know her. He was like, yeah, I saw the video. I blocked it because she blocked me, because 4 years ago we matched on Hinge or something, but I don't really remember. So he just seemed very guilty to me. But he basically laid it out like she was a fan, like literally like some girl that he went on a date or two with. He saw at the bar a few times, but they never hooked up. They may have kissed, and then he just doesn't remember. Conveniently, he doesn't remember the rest. I can say I, Shakira Shante Edwards, have selective memory. That is what you call selective memory. He decided to withhold some of that information. And I think there's a lot more to the story on his end, considering what we've seen on social media.
100%. Because why are you blocking somebody you don't know? I'm not blocking somebody because they blocked me. I'm not going to know they blocked me. I don't care enough. Like, you have to do a lot to get me to block you.
And if somebody's on the internet going viral, slandering your name, don't you think you would go to your fiance and let them know? You just let her... She on the same internet as you. The same app as you. You just let her bump into this on her own and bring it up. Literally? You should have nipped that and fixed that, because then you would have looked a lot less guilty. But what I'll say is Sarah is the shit, as we continue to say. And I think she confronted the problem, like, effortlessly and was straight up with him. Like, hey, if this is the truth, fine. I trust you. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. If there's more, I will never be able to trust you again.
Oof.
Period.
Gave me chills right now, because it's like, that's exactly how you communicate. Because she's saying, I'm giving you my trust now, but if anything else comes out, I've already told you this is done. Like, and that was his chance to come clean, and he still didn't.
Yep, so we shall see. And the producers ate, ending it on that. But dum-dum-dum. So they quickly, unfortunately, for me, in episode 9, went from, like, one of my favorite couples to...
and it's because of Ben. Mm-hmm. It's because of Ben. Mm-hmm. But that's really juicy, and I cannot wait till next week. Yes. And then we have Daniel and Taylor. And this one is where I was saying, like, I really went on a roller coaster, because at the end of the last segment of episodes, I was like, this Daniel is a little freak.
This ain't
he was creeping on her. Mm-hmm. She called him out. And then it got into the very awkward conversation where the producers crept out, gave her her phone. And then, like, they were able to talk about it. They were very calm, very good at communicating, both listened to each other. And then they came to the resolution that it apparently was not true.
Right.
I still am not sold.
You're not.
I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know.
I just feel like the app would have told her.
But she was scrolling so fast. I don't know. It was just weird. But anyways. So that's how, and then they went to Honduras, had a great trip, came home, and you could just see how genuine their connection is.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when they were meeting the family, like, Daniel grew on me. Like, I liked him before, but I heard some things from, like, friends about him, so I was iffy. And then the app thing.
Yep.
But I really like him, and I think
grew on me exponentially. Like,
he really loves her.
He loves her, and he loves her a lot more than she loves him, though.
But she loves him too, though. I think, like, I know you don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Let me hear.
I'm not sure. I'm unsure. I almost feel like the whole app thing was similar to I don't even know this man's name. To what's his face accusing Lauren of
David.
Yes, thank you. The whole app situation was similar to David. Blowing up the fact that Lauren had sex, God forbid, before the show. So I just think that she was looking for an out. She didn't get it. And now she's like, well, I'm here now and I'm stuck with it. And, like, no shade to her at all. It could be the bit of Botox that she has. But when she smiles, her smile does not look genuine to me. He looks so deeply, madly in love. I don't get the same vibes from her. Okay. It's kind of just like and even like, and maybe this is just who she is too, but everything just seems really monotone. When she was talking to her parents, she's like, it's really safe here. I feel really happy. I don't feel the same passion as he's giving.
I definitely see what you're saying. I really do. And one, I think the man should like love the woman more anyway, so that works in her benefit. Yeah. But two, this is what I want to get into next anyways. I think it has to do with Taylor's mom. She is a narcissist, and if I had her as a mom, no. Like, the whole time, she made everything about herself. She's like, in what world would you get engaged and I wouldn't know about it? I felt left out. First of all, you can feel that way, but don't ruin her moment.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that.
I just think she has a bad relationship with her mom, and she wanted to make sure she got the approval. Because from what I see, she seems comfortable with him. She seems heard. Yeah. She feels like this is her person, the way he words things. Everything she says is so intentional about him. So I think she likes him. Okay. I think it's her mom. Yeah. And, like, her mom was just not being very open or warm to Daniel at all. And it was just such a stark difference.
She definitely wasn't.
To Daniel's family.
Yeah, I absolutely love Daniel's family. First of all, a lot of money between the two. They're going to be all right. Those grandkids are going to be all right. But I absolutely love Daniel's family. I love the energy that they brought. They just seem... You can tell that he was raised really well, and he's a really good guy, because I get those vibes from them. And then I love what they did this season, something that I haven't seen before, the fact that they brought the other family in.
Yes.
And we almost needed that, because like you said, Taylor's mom was not having it. They needed, like, even though these are grown adults, like 30 years old, but it seems like they needed, like, that parental backup to be like... And Daniel's parents were just so reassuring. Like, yes, when your kids are grown adults, you can only support them. Like, she was... In the most respectful, classy way, she was telling Taylor's mom to cool the fuck out. And I'm here for it.
No, because when I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm learning so much. Because I think I would have gotten so defensive. Like, what is your problem? I would have been
I think they handled it so well. And I think that when Taylor's parents watch back, like, I'm sure, like, her dad's gonna be a little embarrassed. I hope that her mom is too, and that she grows from this, because she definitely came off. It wasn't cute. It wasn't giving.
And, I mean, to her defense, it's her child.
Of course. And it's her daughter. She's the baby. That's her daughter. You know, the youngest child. I get that.
But maybe I'm jaded. I'm like, if it doesn't work out, who cares? I don't know why it's such a big deal. And she's like, divorce is not a big deal.
Yes, that's another thing that I wrote down in my notes. Like, they're gun-ho. Oh, no, you're fine. they are gun-ho about this. So, and I feel like his family feels the same way. Like, it's a non-negotiable that you get a divorce. It's not a thing, which, again, I feel like is another very much, like, Midwestern, like, value thing. So I get why she's taking it so serious, but, like, how much can Taylor and Daniel, like, reiterate that they are also taking it serious? And I think Daniel took it a step further by asking for permission too.
I thought that was really sweet, and I do think he won a lot of points over with Taylor's mom, because you saw her try to start to open up at the end, and maybe she's just uncomfortable. I could be reading her wrong, but the vibe I got, I didn't like her. And but I think Daniel is, like, very sincere about Taylor, and he knows what he has. Yeah, he's not gonna let that go.
No, he's not.
Daniel's sister being blind and, like, that storyline that they tied. I thought that was
very
really
cutesy,
sweet.
very demure. I already knew about that though, because we've got connections to Daniel.
Oh yeah.
So I knew about that, but yes, I thought that was, like, literally his family gives, like, cookie cutter golden retriever, like, in the best way though. Like, I loved him and his family seemed like a vibe. Yeah,
when they said, like, we've already lived that way. Like, our friends, her friends are chosen because of their hearts. So we've already lived our life this way, so we believe in this experiment. I was like,
they ate that
God,
up.
They couldn't have picked a better couple. They couldn't have picked a better family.
They ate it up. They ate that up. It was beautiful. So
any last thoughts on episodes 7 through 9?
Yes, what I will say is when Joey's not speaking or moving, I think he's kind of cute. And I think that him and Monica kind of remind me of Timu, Tarzan, and Jane. But they also remind me of Timu, Lord Farquaad, and Prince Charming and Shrek too. I know, you see the chin? Yes, those are the vibes they give me.
I can't bring it back, but I know why you think that man's cute. You know what?
No, because I never thought that man was cute. Yeah. That was a low point in my life. I had 4 years of literally self-destruction, and that was part of it. I think that's really it. Oh, I almost shed a tear when Daniel's family came and, like, tried to infiltrate and just, like, you know, speak positivity into Daniel and Taylor and, like, you know, just stand up for them. I just loved seeing them advocate for them like that. And even them, also reassuring Taylor's parents, like, you have to trust that, like, you did a good job with her and that your daughter, we're lucky to, it literally made me emotional because I just think that they're such great parents. I love that.
That's sweet. Yeah. No, I think that was so nice of them to go in there and add support.
Yes. And then this is a random tidbit. We know that David is wanting to get rid of Lauren and he's looking for every excuse. But 2 things. I don't like that he just said, oh, my friend shouldn't come. And then he's like, we should spend the night apart. Huh? Like, no, let's nip this in. But you don't want to find a solution. This is why you are acting like this. You just want her to be like, forget it. It's too hard. Let's end it. Oh, it's my cousin. Okay. And I feel like they're slut shaming her. Yeah. Like, I very much wanted their friends to come in. One, because we could use a little more drama in this season. But mainly because I wanted to, like, come to a conclusion and find a solution and nip it in the bud. I feel like their locker room talk that they're having with David is very, like, mean and derogatory towards her. And I don't like that.
And can we just say, can we go through your phone?
Right.
Let's go through your phone. What were you doing before?
So have you been for years? Yep. And then, so you.
Yeah, I'm over the David thing. Like, he came on for clout.
Exactly. You don't want to be here, and that's fine. But exit.
So the trailer left us with some juicy.
Yes, it had us gasping like Taylor, not Taylor, like Sarah.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you, girl. It had us gasping like Sarah. Yes, the trailer was very juicy.
I'm so excited because this is the time that they're bringing all the other people who also participated and made connections back. We get to have Madison come back, Meg come back. You don't know any of these people.
Molly, all these M names. Literally.
Brittany. So we get to see their, like, their second choice come back and put a face to it, and I just think that's gonna bring out even more drama, or it's gonna solidify couples even more. So I'm excited to see which way it goes, but I'm excited to see the conversation between David and Molly because first of all, Molly, I was right with your face. You annoy me because what you said was so messy.
You're
Why would you?
Out of line.
She asked, when's the last time you had sex? Why do you need to ask this engaged man that you know is literally in a committed relationship with somebody?
Whose fiance is literally in the same room.
Around the corner.
You're weird.
Like, you're very weird for that and messy. Why the f*** are you asking that? That pissed me off.
All the girls that didn't make it this far are messy boots. So I know there's going to be some
Meg when came in, she's like, I called Mason as soon as I left. See, and as a girl, you could have stood up. You did so well. And then Madison was like, he's a liar.
Yeah. Like... So, we're going to get into that. I cannot wait. I'm very excited. I think my prediction just in general is that each group of episodes is going to get juicier and juicier. It was a slow roll, just like Minnesota. It's a slow start. And then we got some stuff for you. And I feel like that's what's happening. And that's not a bad thing at all.
Yes. So let's end on our predictions as of where we stand now for each couple. So we'll start with Lauren and David. And I'm going to say, no, they're not going to make it. I don't know if they'll even make it to the altar, but they're definitely not going to get married.
Yeah, it's a big hell no. Lauren, you can do better.
Yes.
They're not going to make it, period. What about Taylor and Daniel?
I think they're going to make it.
I'm
I think
rooting
they're
for
going to last.
them. At this point, I'm probably rooting for them the hardest because I think they're going to make it too.
The way things can change. You used to call him Chucky.
He
Jack
still looks like
Jack.
Jack. She's still a lot hotter than him, but love is blind, and he has such a pure heart, and I think that they could work together. So I'm excited, and I think I think that it'll do good. And speaking of doing good, I think that Devin and Virginia will make it too. We can get past that prenup.
Okay.
What do you think? Uh oh.
I really don't know. I think this is a maybe for me. I know I'm breaking the rules. They're maybe for me. I can see it working, and I think it could, but I don't know. For some reason, I want to say no. Something about me is saying like this is not gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think it'll work. I'm hoping. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, I would be okay with them working. I hope that.
What do you think about Monica and Joey?
I was like, yes, they're going to last. This is the couple that's going to make it out. They're going to stay married for the rest of their lives and be best friends. But now that I'm seeing their lives unfold and the messiness that her sister's bringing, and I see Joey's reservations a little bit, like, I'm not thinking it's going to last, unfortunately. I think he's not going to be able to deal with her lifestyle almost.
I'm rooting for them. I really like their chemistry and their
I do
energy, but I don't think Joey is in it the way Monica is, and so it's not. I think they'll make it all the way to the altar, but I don't think that they'll get married.
And I don't think anything's wrong with Monica in her lifestyle. Like, he is just so particular because of his mental health, and he needs. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah. Ben and Sarah.
Girl,
no,
absolutely not. Shout out to Sarah. She's great. She's great. I think Lauren's great. It's just the men.
It's whatever. The men. Yeah.
In conclusion, it's the men. No,
well, we knew that. That's how we started this.
Literally, we showed you. We told y'all. But yeah, I'm super excited to see this next batch. Think it'll go great.
Let us know how you guys are feeling. I love getting the texts. Like, I've been getting texts from friends saying, like, you guys, I feel like I'm sitting on the couch with you guys.
Yay! I love that. Cute. My friends do better because I haven't been getting those texts. But no, yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yeah. We're super excited. We're going to start spicing things up around here more too. As the season spices up, we will spice it up.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, we're super excited. Thank you for coming and sitting on the couch with us and tuning in.
Yes. Bye.
Yeah.